Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I hope you're all doing really well. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy as always, wishing you a beautiful start to your week here in today's Monday collective reading video. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I channel these collective readings and energy updates every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on those times and days as well, I do post an extended version of the readings on Patreon. So if while you're listening, anything is really resonating for you and you feel guided to tune in to the extended Patreon reading where we will be diving deeper into the messages, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. I'm feeling a lot of fresh, kind of new energy coming through here. I began to feel this wave of energy right around Valentine's Day, which of course happened just a couple days ago. And I'm hearing something about a vow of self-love, like consciously or unconsciously. I'm getting the sense that many of us have been taking a sort of vow of self-love, a promise to ourselves I'm hearing to do good for ourselves in one way or another. Now, I'm also getting the word commitment, but specifically, this feels like a self-commitment of some kind. So maybe around Valentine's Day, you felt this inspiration to commit yourself to some kind of idea, to commit to some form of self-care or some kind of daily practice that would be really self-loving for you. So I'm also getting the words spring cleaning, and regardless of what season it is, which of course will differ depending on whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, I'm getting that regardless, there is this sense of wanting to, I'm hearing, create space for yourself, for maybe your hobbies, the things you love, through this kind of clearing or cleaning out. Now, for some of you, this might be physical. Maybe you will feel guided to actually physically clean and clear out some kind of space. For others of you, this could actually be emotional spring cleaning. So maybe you are really getting clear on something within yourself, or maybe when it comes to some of your connections or what you're giving energy and time to, regardless of whether it's a connection or something else, there's this sense of creating more space with your time and with your emotions by perhaps cutting ties with or shifting energy or focus away from. I'm hearing reallocating energy or focus that has been spent in certain directions. The word wasteful is coming out, like not that you are being wasteful, but maybe there were certain people, things, or energies that you kind of felt were wasting your time, which is so valuable and precious. And I'm getting this sense of you really revaluing your own time, seeing your time and energy as valuable and reallocating it appropriately. So maybe that's been coming up for you here as well. But regardless, I am going to go ahead and start tuning deeper into the messages by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. So let's find out what I can channel for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. What is here in the collective energy? Okay, so I saw a giraffe, which I feel can be symbolic of wealth or success, but I want to see what else this can symbolize. Communication, intuition, overcoming challenges. You know what specifically stood out to me about this giraffe metaphor is how a giraffe has a long neck and they're naturally a tall animal. And it's like they have a gentleness about them, but also they can see things from a higher perspective. And I'm almost getting the sense that you, in a similar manner, have this ability to see things from a higher perspective. And I'm getting that there may actually be specific things that you do on a daily basis that help to keep your energy and vibration in a heightened place that then allows you to see things from this naturally higher perspective, almost like a bird's eye view perspective in a way. And I'm also hearing wisdom and advice, like people are coming to you for wisdom or for advice, regardless of whether or not they realize that this is why they're being drawn into your life. I'm getting that recently, and when I say recently, this could be the past few months, the past few years, I feel that you've manifested, not consciously, but subconsciously, or maybe rather you were manifested into the lives of individuals who are going through a really hard time, who are struggling with something in their own lives. And it's almost like you get manifested into these people's lives to provide this natural blanket of energetic support is what I'm hearing. Now, you probably don't even fully consciously register that you're doing this because it's so natural for you, because it's quite literally your nature to be this blanket, or I've called it before, like this safety net of support for others. I feel specifically this may be the case, especially with individuals struggling with something related to their mental health. So some kind of negative emotional pattern or something that they're struggling with mentally, emotionally. I feel that their soul almost cries out, and it's something that's heard through the quantum realm. And subsequently, you are manifested into their physical reality. Now, I'm getting that sometimes this actually happens with individuals that you typically would not connect with. What I mean is, and we've spoken of this before, but essentially, the law of attraction is the dominant law governing our universe. And it states that like attracts like. Similar vibrations are drawn to one another. So when I say that it's atypical for these individuals to be attracted into your physical reality, what I mean is via the law of attraction, this is a very unusual, I'm hearing an unusual coupling or pairing between the two of you, even if it's not romantic, the two of you being brought together into the physical realm in this way. And I just saw the number 818, which I will be looking up as well. But the two of you being brought together in this way is very unusual, just because the law of attraction typically would not draw you together, you, someone with this consistently very high vibration, this kind of higher perspective, so to speak. You typically would not be drawn together with someone like many of these individuals being attracted into your life who are manifesting you, who are really, really struggling, who are going through a hard time, who are emanating what we might think of as a much lower vibrational energy. Of course, there's no moral judgment in any of this. When I talk about a lower frequency or vibration, I just mean that the energy is more stagnant. It's slower moving. And so therefore, it's at this lower vibrational level and tends to attract things and events and circumstances that we would label generally as negative. But of course, there's no right or wrong in any of it. Just this process of us being human, but learning that we are soul, learning that we aren't just human, but that we are soul embodied here. And that as a soul, we have this ability to consciously create our reality by really getting a handle on our own energy and vibration. And I feel that somehow this is something that you are teaching to others without words, beyond language, I'm hearing. Now, dominantly, you teach through your example, which is why I've been saying recently, the most powerful thing you have to give to others is that example of your alignment, of your energy, of your thriving. You being in that beautiful, high vibrational energy is what is so deeply and profoundly uplifting and inspiring to others. It is quite literally a gift to others. And this is reminding me of a download I received very strongly that I mentioned in a previous video, but it's coming up here as well. And the download was, don't sell your freedom, because I associate that energy of freedom with this super high vibrational energy that you tend to carry and radiate for the collective I'm speaking to here in this reading. And I feel that at this time, your spirit guides are really admonishing you, especially when it comes to these people who are attracted into your life, who tend to carry a lower frequency or vibration, to remember that your example is the gift that you are giving them, that example of your happiness, your confidence, your success, your thriving, your alignment, and not to lower yourself to a lower vibration in order to empathize more or connect more with these individuals who are manifesting an experience with you into their lives. You are meant to inspire them up to your frequency. It's not meant to go the other direction. And actually, I feel that everything you've gone through up until this point has almost been a sort of training ground or an initiation, which it's funny because right as I said that, I was reminded of the number 818 that came up. And here the number says it represents abundance, empowerment, and positivity. You are on the right path to personal growth and self-confidence. Opportunities for growth and changes are coming as you continue walking this path. The interesting thing is, I feel that at times with many of these connections that are manifesting you into their reality, it can be really confusing for you. Why am I feeling so drawn to this person? And I'm not just speaking romantically. This could be in business. This could be friends, people that you're conversing with, even strangers that you feel guided to approach, to say something to strike up a conversation with. You may be wondering, why am I feeling so guided to connect with these individuals? And what your spirit guides seem to want you to know here is that they are manifesting some level of experience with you or some level of interaction with you. And that's why you're feeling the pull to them so strongly. But if you pick up on a negative energy around them, or you notice that they're vibrating at a lower level, it's very important for you not to lower yourself to that level just for the sake of strengthening those connections, because that's not the true purpose of those connections. You are meant to be I'm hearing the vibrational power of influence, the vibrational inspirer, to inspire them up to a higher vibration. And I'm actually getting, as I said a moment ago, that everything you've been through prior to this has been some kind of initiation or training grounds. And part of what you've been training for are these people who are now coming into your life. I'm hearing in masses. Maybe you're connecting with a lot of people like this, or you will be soon. Maybe these aren't even personal physical interactions. Maybe for some of you listening, this is about an audience that you're connecting with as you share either something you're creating, a business, something that you're doing in your career, something you're sharing online. I'm just getting that you're being made visible to a lot of people at this time, and they've manifested being able to see you in this way because it's a major gift for them, but it's so essential for you to not lower yourself down to a lower level to feel more of a sense of physical connectedness with them. Allow them to be inspired up to you. And as we've said for a few years now, to go through love in order to reach you. Make others go through love to reach you, which was actually also an Instagram post that I saw recently that I reposted to my story. So, by the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself as well. Just a little plug for my Instagram. I do post some informative and inspiring reels and text posts on there to uplift your day and your social media feed. So this is all somehow really reminding me of a message that came through that I've been sitting on for a few days, and it was, don't mistake the initiation for the destination. And what I'm getting from this is you've been through some kind of powerful initiation that the guides sometimes refer to as a training ground. And yes, part of what this has been preparing you for are these people and interactions that are coming into your life, because those are requiring a certain level of handle over your vibration, of mastery over your energy, really recognizing yourself as that center of power, that center of influence, so that you're not influenced downward into lower vibrations through those interactions. And I feel you've done a lot of work on your solar plexus, not just through the years, but possibly through the decades for many of you listening. And when we talk about the solar plexus, we're talking about really your energetic center of power. I'm hearing just like the solar plexus is right below the heart chakra energetically, we could also say it's your solar plexus that supports the expansion into your heart. We have to have that foundation of confidence, of knowing who we are, of being strong in who we are, that anchor within ourselves through the solar plexus, in order to really expand through the heart space, to confidently share our heart, to share our love. And the heart chakra carries the most magnetic energy of any of the chakra centers. The heart truly is more powerful than the mind. And when we get the heart and the mind on the same page, so to speak, when we align our mental realm, our thoughts with our heart space, and we're exuding that supercharged magnetic heart frequency while keeping that aligned with our mind, we become super powerful for manifesting our desires. And I feel so much of what you've been doing has been strengthening your solar plexus to provide that foundation of confidence, of knowing who you are, in order to support you in sharing your heart in some way. And now I feel a lot of your work is aligning your heart with your mind. I actually noticed that one of you left a comment recently asking for a subliminal on aligning the heart with the mind. And this was very intuitive, I guess, of you as well, because we are all tapped into this collective. We all have the same access to this collective consciousness, to these intuitive abilities. So I feel that whoever made that comment, it was very intuitive, because this speaks to something that's been happening in the collective, where we've really been learning this practice of aligning our heart with our mind now that we have that stable foundation of confidence in the solar plexus. So most likely I will be making that subliminal for you soon if you do have the Sound and Soulful app. So thank you for that suggestion. But I want to channel a bit deeper into what's been shifting for you energetically recently, because I did feel this massive shift taking place really just in the last few days since Valentine's Day. It feels like a very heavy energy turned to lightness, like things became a lot lighter and something really powerful, almost like a powerful portal, began opening up. So let's use the cards to dive deeper into this. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Seven of Cups. And I'm getting that there's something significant about your dreams. And my guides are saying this is very personal to you specifically, meaning either literal dreams that you've been having while you're asleep, or your personal dreams, goals, desires, things that you are desiring, things you are manifesting or envisioning for yourself. Interesting. So I'm going to get more information and clarification on this. the dream state may be really vivid and active right now, or this might be you in that state of visioning for yourself that's very active, where you're finding yourself wanting to spend a lot of time either, again, literally sleeping, dreaming in the literal sense, or daydreaming, kind of meditating, visualizing. And I'm hearing not to underestimate that urge or desire to spend more time dreaming, whether, again, that's your body, your mind calling for more sleep, more time in the literal dream state, or whether it's you sitting with yourself, working with energy in some way, daydreaming, visioning, meditating. I feel that you're being called into this, and again, being asked not to underestimate its power at this time, because it seems that you are doing a lot of work in the energetic realm, in the quantum realm, through your dream state or through your meditation state. Even if I'm hearing you're constructing worlds that you're going to be stepping into futuristically, even if physically it just looks like you are laying in bed or sitting on the couch. And actually, I feel part of this solar plexus work that's been taking place, this strengthening of your confidence in yourself, is knowing the value of the energy component of something you are doing or creating physically. So seeing yourself not just as this physical action-oriented being, but as someone who is a soul and a creator who has the ability to mold energy and who is molding energy through specific things that you are doing. So there's this message coming through of really valuing the things you do during the day that seem to represent you working with energy in some way. And of course, that's going to look very different from person to person, but I'm hearing it's directly associated to the physical results or the physical actions, evidence, movement that you see in your external reality. Your energy and the way you're working with energy will be directly related to and reflected in the physical. So here we have, whoa, okay, well, the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. We definitely need to address that. But prior to that, I had pulled 3 cards here, a very interesting spread of cards as well, because we have the 4 of Wands reversed sitting on the throat chakra. So I'm hearing lost communication. Someone may have cut off communication from you, or you may have lost communication from someone. I'm hearing a distorted signal, like and I'm seeing a newspaper for some reason, and hearing, don't believe everything you see or everything you read or everything you hear. And I'm seeing someone whispering. So I'm getting that maybe someone who you lost communication with is in this, I'm hearing a fear or a doubt state currently. And it's because they've been believing something they've been seeing, hearing, or reading that somehow is distorting either their own frequency or their feelings about you or their communication with you in some way. Now, it may just be that they themselves are feeling really in this fear state, and because of this, it's naturally disconnecting them a bit from you, because again, you're in that very high vibrational energy. So the law of attraction may just be kind of disconnecting the two of you when it comes to communication right now. But I'm getting for others of you, it's a lot more specific and personal than that. I feel that there may be someone or a group of people, platonically or romantically, who heard whispers about you, heard something about you. Now, this may have been something they assumed, it may have been gossip, it may have been, I'm just getting though, there was something where they mistakenly connected dots that weren't really connected, where their mind jumped to some kind of conclusion, either because of something they saw, they heard, or they read. And somehow this caused them to pull back their communication from you, to kind of hesitate in some way. And yet the thing about this person is they seem to be really, really strongly in your energy. I feel like they really want to communicate, or they want this connection with you. But because of this current fear state, and I'm also getting for some of them, it triggered some kind of self-doubt within them. that is causing them to actually disconnect from you in the physical, to not communicate with you. But I'm hearing they're still very actively connected to you in the astral realm. This may be someone coming through in dreams. This may be someone you're just sensing energetically. I'm hearing wondering when they're going to reach out because you know you're very intuitive. So you might be sensing this person really strongly and having this awareness that because you are intuitive, that this person will most likely be reaching out. Now, I actually want to get a bit more information about this, and I'm going to be pulling from some of my new decks. I'm really excited because I do have some new oracle decks, and I haven't tried all of them out yet, but this one is Divine Time Oracle deck. So it's supposed to help us pull specific timelines for things. Let's see, what is the timing potentially of this person reaching out? Now, of course, I usually say this at the beginning, but when it comes to these very specific details like timing, I especially recommend using your intuition, only taking the messages that really resonate for you personally. And of course, as you've probably noticed throughout the reading, I've been channeling into many different threads of energy, situations, pieces of information. So always only take what intuitively feels aligned for you and connects with you personally. Okay, so we have the cards November and also distract yourself from the waiting game and stop focusing on time frames. Okay, so I'm getting for some of you, if you've been wondering why a certain person's pulled back, maybe one of you has Sagittarius energy, has a November birthday, or the month of November is significant to your connection in some way. But this also could mean that this person or this connection may be shifting around next November, or they might reach out around that time. But what I'm getting here as well, obviously, as the card said, the message is coming through that focusing on timeframes actually delays them or kind of stagnates the energy further. I feel like the best thing you could do in this situation is really withdraw your focus and attention from this person. I'm hearing in that void, in the absence of them being able to feel your energy on them, they will be more likely to reach out or to contact you sooner. Interesting, because I'm hearing as long as your thoughts are heavily focused upon them, they're going to assume to themselves that they're going to be able to manifest more contact from you without needing to be the one to process whatever they need to process here and to reach out themselves. Now, if this is a romantic connection, I do sense very strong soul connection vibes. Even if this is a friendship, this may be a platonic soulmate, but I feel that there is actually a deeper soul connection here. I feel there's a potential longevity to the two of you being in each other's lives. Since you've met or since this connection has been activated, I feel that you will continue to think of each other here and there or feel each other energetically, even if you are not in physical 3D communication or physically interacting, because that's what happens with anyone that we share a soul connection with, even platonically. You'll notice this with soulmate friends, that when you meet and connect with them, even if you then go 10 years, 20 years without speaking to each other, somehow they're always kind of just there in the back of your mind. It's really hard to explain, but also I know I don't really need to fully explain it because you've definitely experienced this in one way or another, romantically or platonically, where you meet someone and regardless of how long they were in your life physically, after the two of you disconnect, they stay so strongly in your consciousness. You might dream of them from time to time. They may just pop into your mind randomly. It's almost like there is this never-ending conversation happening between you subconsciously, but that's really you just sensing this perpetual energy flow back and forth between the two of you, because even though you've stopped physically interacting, there is still that active soul bond. And ironically, what I'm hearing from this person, if it's romantic, is that you are their ideal. That's with the Two of Cups, and maybe even with the Seven of Cups still sitting here, this may be someone who is just trying to distract themselves with other potential options, pathways, superficial things, etc. in their life. This could be other people romantically, it could be their hobbies, it could be their work, it could be anything in their life. I just feel like they're really trying to live in the moment and distract themselves from this soul connection that exists with you and distract themselves from the fact that their fear has sabotaged communication between the two of you, which I'm hearing they won't even really allow themselves to believe or to acknowledge. It's like they're still telling themselves that there's something material that maybe you did or that happened between the two of you that disconnected you, when really their fear has created some kind of false reality here that caused them to connect dots that weren't there and to distort the communication between the two of you in some way. But that really deep soul connection on that purer level is still there. And ultimately, I'm hearing no matter how much this person tries to go down other pathways or distract themselves, their mind, their energy is always ultimately going to lead them back to you. Because again, if this is romantic, this is someone who really sees you as their ideal here. So I am going to be channeling more deeply into this person's energy in the extended reading now that we've kind of picked up on this very specific thread. So if this is connecting for you and you'd like to go deeper with the messages, I'll leave the link to the extended Patreon reading under the video. We will also be channeling through anyone or anything else that could be connected to your energy that wants to come through that extended reading, as well as any other messages from your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever cosmic forces you personally connect with. And again, the information for that is underneath the video. But for now, I am going to channel a quote from Rumi to close this reading. And there are two quotes coming out here. The first one is, "Do not feel lonely. The entire universe is inside you." And the other quote is, "Love is the whole thing. We are only pieces." So I hope this reading has been uplifting to your day. I hope it's been helpful for you in some way. If you are stopping off here, and if my energy connects for you, of course, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you feel guided to do so. I do post regular readings and energy updates here, so subscribing is a great way to stay connected and updated whenever I post new readings in real time. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, and I would love to hear from you in the comments section. If you do want to share any way that this reading has connected for you, or just anything you'd like to contribute to our really beautiful community here on YouTube, which, by the way, thank you as always for being such a powerful, important contributor and virtual energetic co-creator with this space here on YouTube. I am sending you all huge amounts of love. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.